Hey, how's it going? My name's Anthony Gray. This is Grayscale Painting. Let me know if you can hear me speak. Let me know. We're going to talk about aerial perspective. Got to know if you can hear me. Now, there's a... Okay. How you doing, trusted cultivator? Thank you. There's I think a 7-second delay from me speaking to you and me seeing it online, at least here in the house. Okay. All right. So, as you look on the lower right, white, yellow, red, green, and turquoise. I'm pretty sure I might add some other colors in there, maybe not. All right. I've put glycerin on this watercolor paper. It is double glued, 2 sheets of watercolor paper glued together. The aerial perspective thing, I figured I speak about because it show you how to add depth into your painting using colors and hues and shades and whatnot. And then we'll put our other basic subjects in there. All right. Which also aid in that total composition of light aerial perspective. All right. Hey, Billy, what's going on? Oh, Joswina, hey. You can gloat. It's all good, Joswina. You guys were the better team today. Okay. All right. So let me get this. Let's get this started. I am going to once again. I'll probably do more or less the basic colors. All right. Um, I'll dip a little bit. I got a 1-inch brush here. I'll dip a little bit of this turquoise into the glycerin here. Um, I have water. I have white paint and glycerin mix. I got a mix of that, and the paper's soaking it up, so it's not going to be really make much of a difference. But we're gonna just add some of this in here. Maybe a slight touch of red. We'll put in there. We'll darken it up a little bit, and a little more glycerin, and we'll just throw this in here for a sky real fast. I don't have a border. Nothing's taped. Um, because I this paper here, I made an error, and I glued. I used heck type of glue that I use. I use adhesive glue on this stuff, and in using adhesive glue, I touched the opposite side of the paper, so I kind of messed that up a little bit. All right, so I just have to work with what I got here. I did put a little bit of white in this turquoise. It'll brighten it up a little bit, but nothing really special. But I'll loosen it up a little bit more, a little more glycerin. Now glycerin will soak through on, in this paper because I don't have a seal on it really, like I would usually do, and I didn't really need one too much. I'll get a slight shade difference here, and that's okay. Once again, it's just me blocking this stuff out, and I'm using a smaller brush to do it, and I'll just kind of blend it all in. It's gonna look like clouds anyway, but a little lighter on one side. And this is a judgment call. You don't necessarily have to do it. I'm going to do it, and yet still talk about the aerial perspective and what you can do with it. All right, and I'll use once again just general subjects, mountain, trees, what have you, with it. Now I do use thicker paint, okay, on purpose. and I'll just keep blending. Now the glycerin makes the paint a little more pliable. You can shift it around a bit. Okay. I'll go a little bit below where I intend to go, and the paint will tack up. I'll just wipe some of that off. The paint will tack up and such. So once I get down this far, it doesn't matter. It's just me using color up a little bit. All right. Okay. Now the paint in itself right now, as it stands, is still a little tacky. You can manipulate it, so I can add clouds in this. All right. Nothing really special. General type of painting. Let's take a fan brush of some sort. I'll take this stiff fella. This is a Hog's Hair fan brush. I'll show it to you here. Hog's Hair fan brush, all right? Now, I'm not watching the video replay on my big TV above this camera. It's all plugged into the computer. So if you see the back of my head, I'm looking at the computer. All right. Because I'm on StreamYard today. All right, let's take some white. Now, I'm going to show you something about aerial perspective. I'm going to start with the clouds. I'm going to take a little bit of that turquoise blue in that white. Just like that, all right? Okay, let's take a little more turquoise blue. Now watch what I do. Let's go up here somewhere. I'll just do it, and I do it like the letter S. I'll just come over the edge of the page just like this, and I'll just do that. And I'm going to keep doing it. Keep doing it. Don't matter. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. The letter S. All right. All right. Now slightly below it, I'll do another one like this. Just the letter S. Now you see it's taking the color, even though it's a lighter tone, but it's taking the color of the background a little bit there. All right. Okay. So whatever appears now for the sky, whatever appears just about the same color as the sky, it's a little higher up, a little further away. All right, let's just take some flat white here. And of course, we're not going to go in that. We're going to go opposite that color. We'll start it right around here, and we'll just kind of fluff it around like this. Get some more white, because you still want to keep it white as possible. Come here and go up here a little bit and come down, smash it around there. All right. Let's take the rest of it, and I'll come out here like this. And of course, I'm gonna need some more white, but that's all right. Let's get some more titanium white. There we go. I am not really the biggest sports person in the world. Certain things do interest me. For the USA, not obviously soccer or football, as they would call it in the Netherlands and Europe. It's not really the most obviously popular sport here in the States, but it's a David and Goliath story for the United States. So, I did wish them the best, but it's not really our sport. So for them to go as far as they did, it's kind of an accomplishment. So I'm not mad at them. They did their best. In a sport they're not really that great at, but they're not known for. So you can't really knock them. They weren't even supposed to go that far. So can't knock them. Let's take a brush, and what I'll do is I'll lightly fluff these clouds. I'll still keep the intensity of the white, Okay. All right. Like that. We're going to do the same thing here. Now, anything that's brighter, as you can see, anything brighter comes a lot further or closer to you, not further, closer to you. All right. And I'm playing with it. Now, my room is rather warm. I'm just fading out the bottom because once again, it's very manipulative. You can do this. Okay. And so now you can see between the colors which clouds are closer to us and which ones are not. Okay. And the more you blend, the more the white clouds will take the color of your background because of one, the constant blending in the color of the sky itself. All right. So I got the brighter clouds in front of what I wiped away here, what I blended in. So it gives you still a sense of depth. Depth. All right. DEPTH, depth. Okay. Desert Surfer Girl, how are you? Welcome to the party. Okay. Now, I'll show you something. I can show you this real quick. Since I'm talking about depth, I'll do something here. Let's take a little bit of red. Let's take a little touch of red. We'll put it in this blue here. Okay. And we'll take a speck of green. Red and green are color opposites, so they'll cancel each other out and it'll turn brown. Now, I don't have much as far as glycerin, but it's all right. Well, I'm going to show you something here. Especially, let's go slightly below. Let's go into here like this. Okay. Just like that. We'll kind of put it in here and we're going to come up in here a little bit. We'll maybe put a little bit of something right up in here. All right. Now, what I'm going to do with that color is I'm going to blend that in. I'll marry the two together. Okay. So I'll come up on top here and I'll lightly kind of pat that into the white a bit. Okay. All right. All right. And we'll smooth some of this out here on the bottom. I don't want to kill all the subtle tones in it. All right. So you don't need much of that color to show a little bit of depth even in these clouds. Now you got a stronger bottom to the clouds using that grayish undertone there. All right. Just like so. Okay. We'll take the same brush. I'll just use the tip of the brush and we'll accentuate some brighter parts in there like this. We'll just kind of flop it around like that. All right. And we'll pat it into the gray a little bit. All right. And we'll come up here. Remember, the brighter you have it, the more the closer it appears. All right. Drag it into that brown a little bit. I'm just tapping it in there. Once again, just try to keep the intensity. And we can kind of let that float out there. Very simple concept. All right, you just got to get comfortable enough to do it. Have a little confidence in yourself. You can get this done. All right, I'm showing you how to do it as I'm speaking to you. Oh, right about in here. And I'll pop some of that up there. You don't necessarily have to use a flat brush to do it. Not necessarily. Okay. Now, since I've done that, and I remember this blue is still wet, so the white is picking up that blue. So I'm still getting more tones and stuff working through all of that as I'm speaking to you. You're going to see the camera shake because I got to touch the function button to focus this a little bit. All right. I moved it. Let's put you back over there. All right. Now that I've done that, this is a turquoise-ish type of blue. So let's paint a mountain, but using the sky color. And what it's going to do is bring the mountain further back, miles back, actually. So let's take some turquoise. I'll put it in with this brown. Okay. A little touch of glycerin. We'll thin it up and mix that brownish color in there. And if it's not brown enough, I'll just add a little red to deepen it just a slight here. And then I'll add a little touch of green in it. I just want a slightly darker version of what we got up there. Maybe not. Maybe I don't want a darker version. I want a lighter version of the color I just mixed. All right. That seems to be all right. This will work. Okay. So let's take this and let's make a quick mountain out of it. We'll do it from here. We're going to go, we'll make a higher one right here. We'll just come here. I'm just using just an old flat brush here. And let's make mountain a little higher because we're going to have a mountain in front of this guy. So, okay. We'll kind of come down. Oh, have it peak up. Now, all you need is a little tip of the mountain to go in front of the cloud, and that'll bring the cloud back. All right. And we'll just bring it out like that. No big deal. We'll just fill this out real quick. Now, this mountain will be in back of yet another mountain, but you want this mountain to be close to the color of the sky. It automatically sets the mountain back. I'm not really worried about down here because obviously it's going to be covered with a larger mountain. You follow me? All right. Okay, dokie then. Let's get a little more of that color and we'll blend it out a little bit. It really doesn't matter if you blend it out or not, because down below here, it doesn't matter. All right, none of this matters down here. It's going to be covered with a larger mountain. Now, even though this mountain's in the back, okay, it doesn't look like it now because it's the only mountain out there. There's nothing to give it scale or anything like that. And it's fine. We'll take that mountain. And we'll put some texture to it. And we'll still keep it pretty much in line with that color. Okay. I'm going to get a small palette knife. Now, I can do the mountain with a brush, with a palette knife, whatever. Whatever. I'm just going to scrape up some of this color here. And we'll build up a light and dark color with this. Because I want to show you, no matter if you put detail in that further mountain or not, it's not going to matter once you put the other mountain up there. It's still going to look further away than closer. Let's just take a little touch of red and we'll put it in the mix real fast. It's just going to deepen it. I'll just paint the shadow side of the mountain first. All right. And this should be about all I need for that. Once again, it's just a darker part of the mountain. All right. Will I be doing some glazing later in the painting? It all depends. I don't know yet if I will glaze anything. Not unless it's pertinent to what I'm talking about. Okay. Or if I don't know, really, to be honest with you. So let's meet the okay. The bright side is going to be on. We'll make the bright side on the right hand side. We'll do that. So what I'll do is I'll just shade. I'll just take my little knife here and we'll just kind of shade in the left here. We'll go this way. Nothing special. Just pop it in there real quick. I'll try not to spend 100 years on this painting. We'll come out this way. Actually, it's supposed to go that way. We'll come out that way with it. Doesn't matter at this stage. Oh, we'll go there, and we'll kind of flesh it out that way. We'll do the same thing here. Come on down. Oh, we'll come that way. We'll kind of mash it around this way. And let's go this way. All right. Oh, once again, we'll just keep it this way. Nothing, whatever. We'll come here real close. Go that way. So we'll get the shadow side over here, bring something out there, come out this way. Doesn't matter when I go a little step or so below, because once again, it'll be covered anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right. Okay, this is what we got so far. As far as that's concerned, it's all good. Let's wipe that away. Let's go to our turquoise, and we'll brighten it up a little bit. Some white. Brighten it up real fast here. Should that be bright enough? Maybe. We'll see. We'll just give it a little test. We'll just take a little swipe here, and we'll go. We'll come from here, and we'll just I'll do it this way. So we'll come here. We'll just add a little. Not bright enough, believe it or not. That's just not bright enough. So we'll take a little bit of what I made before, brighten it up. We'll leave the rest alone, because I just want a little highlight there, even if I have to exaggerate the highlight. Okay, so we'll use this. Let's see if that makes a difference. It should. We'll come here real quick, and yeah, that'll work. See? So we have a lighter turquoise thing going on. And we'll just come and we'll just swipe it across. Bring some of that. Oh, we'll kind of sneak some of that up there, like that. Come up this way a little bit. Come on down there. Bring some of that way. Oh, let's go this way. All right. All right. Something like that. All right. Let's get that out of there. I like the way that looked there. All right. Let's get some more. There's not enough of that in there. We're going to get some more white. It wasn't bright enough. There we go. And I don't have to keep it totally blended. You can marble it if you would like. But once again, this is Background Mountain. I'm just showing you this as an example. Hey, Linda. Come here. And we'll just kind of. Definitely Bob Ross-ish type mountain going on here. All right. Now, as you can see, this painting doesn't have a border on it. All right. All right. We'll come here and bring some of that down there. Spread it apart like that. All right. Oh, those little pink piece of something here. And a little bit of something there. Nah, I'll leave it like that. All right. Anyway, we got this going on. Okay. No biggie. Let's take any type of brush. It doesn't matter. We still got, it's still pretty manipulative. You still manipulate the paint. So I'm just going to kind of scumble some of that edge down. There's a reason why I'm doing this. I don't think I need to do much of that there. Let's take a slight touch of white, a little more than that, down below here, and we'll just kind of pat it a little bit, just for a little touch of mist, and we'll just kind of pop it in there like that. A little something down here. I'll put some more of that up around in here somewhere. Down below, start down below, and you work your way up. All right. Now, as you notice, the mountains here are pretty much the same color as the background, which will, once again, when you see me put the other mountain in, it will bring it drastically further back. All right, you can't tell right now because it's the only thing out there. All right, but the colors are very similar to each other. Now, watch what happens when I put another mountain in front of that. That doesn't necessarily mean that the mountain in front of it has to be monstrous, not at all. This is colors we're talking about, all right? Okie dokie. Well, let's start with color number 2. I'll try to work with the colors I have here. Let's get a little bit more red. We'll just put it in this whatever color. We'll mix it in. It doesn't matter. All right. See, we got more green. We'll put more red in it. It'll cancel each other out. It'll turn kind of brownish the more you stir it in there. Okay. See, now you got a weird, deeper green. Add more red to it. I need some darker blue. Oh, give me some dark blue. Well, this is not really the darkest blue in the world, but it'll do for right now. I just want a darker mix in there. This is cobalt blue. That's not the darkest blue on the planet. Trust me, it isn't. But it's all right. Now this blue will blend in with the green until I put some of that red in there. All right. And we just want to darken the color. Now that's fine. That's cool. That will work. All right. Now I got my brush just inundated and soaked with this paint, which is fine. Okay. Now that we got a higher peak here, it goes higher and it goes lower. We're going to do the opposite over here, which will bring this cloud further back and push this mountain back. All right. Okay. Let's do it this way. Let's start from here. Let's start from over here. I don't necessarily have to have the mountain in the front as high as this one. Okay, so we'll put it right there, like that, and we'll come on down, just like that. Come on down like that. Oh, let's kind of do it this way. Oh, right up here. Come down and come across like that. And we'll just bring this downward. All right. Now, obviously, this is bring it down. All right. All right. Come on down here. We'll do it like this. There. And we'll just block it all in. I'll get a little touch of water. We'll loosen up this paint. The paint's starting to dry. I'll just get a little water loosened up. This is just a block in color, so it doesn't really matter if I use glycerin or water. It's just blocking it in. But as you can see right now, okay, obviously with it being darker, not necessarily as tall, but because it's darker, let's kind of aim him upward like that and bring him down to a slope like that. Okay. All right. Now, as you can see, I'll bring that down a little further. Oh, we'll bring it down a little bit. Make it a little bit larger. Just block it in, mash it. Okay. Now, you should be able to see and notice. Let's bring the camera up so you can see that a little bit better. Even that out a little bit like that and bring it this way. Okay. So now, as you can see, Blue Mountain is way back there. Okay. The darker mountain doesn't have to be taller. It just has to be closer and darker. It brings it up towards the front. The clouds are in the back. Now the clouds are pretty much just non-existent. They're just there because the big dark thing here in the front has taken the attention away from the mountain in the back. You follow me? Now, does that mean that this mountain's in the foreground? No, because it's not jet black. It's not the darkest thing yet. Okay. Just going to be something even darker than this. All right. Okay. Now that though it's darker, all right, at least the base of the mountain is darker. All right, let's see what we're going to do with our colors. We'll work opposite this time. I'll take this color and we'll do the lit side first. I did the dark on the last mountain, so we'll lighten it up a little bit. I want to show you something. Oh, now you see it's a light gray. Gray is a neutral color. Everything's friendly with gray. Okay, so we'll take a little bit of this turquoise. We'll pop the turquoise in there. As you see, it's gray now with turquoise in it. So why did I do gray with turquoise in it? Even though it's a larger mountain that's closer to us, we can still utilize that color. Because the base is bigger. Or no, the base is darker, not bigger. It's darker. Let's take some of this. We'll just thin it out like that. Just spread it apart. All right. Okay. Well, I know your husband's pretty happy there, Haswina. You know, your country came out on top on that one. All right. So it's the lighter side of the mountain, and we're going to work with that lighter side. And we'll just come here around the edge. Still got that turquoise in it, but it won't matter. And we'll just come and we'll just kind of get some mountain texture in there. We'll go this way with it. Let him come down that way. We'll bring it this way, bring it a little further. Okay. Mountains can get a little frustrating for people because of the left and right angles on them. I understand it. I get it. It can be. It can be. We'll wipe that around there. And we'll continue to angle downward. Okay. But it's all in how you want it. Let's make some of that disappear. I don't want it there. I'm just pressing a little harder to make it go away. All right. Oh, the lighter side of the mountain. Oh, let's go here. Let's add something like that. And then we'll come here. You know what? Let's bring this in the front. Let's just have like a little ledge out here. And we'll just aim it downward. All right. we'll just do it that way. Make a little cliff right there. Lighter side of the mountain. All right. It doesn't need to be highlighted too much. You can, if you would like. Don't necessarily, don't necessarily have to. Just for craps and giggles. The brighter your highlight, the less of the highlight you really need. So I'll just do it. I forgot about this peak here, but sorry, we'll just kind of fudge it around there like that. All right. And we'll come around there. We'll add a little piece of brightness in there like that. And have it come there. A little piece of I call it a little piece of that glowy stuff here. Something like that. I don't need too much. Your eye will follow it all. Okay, so you just don't overdo it with the bright stuff. I want the rim of that cliff here to have an outline there. Okay. And we'll bring a little bit of that there. Do I really want to put something over there? Not necessarily, but for you guys, I'll do it real fast. So I'll put a little break of something right in here. It really don't matter because if you put this in a frame, that's going to be covered up anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, let's take some blue in with that funky greenish color we got. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this, it turned it a little purple. This is going to be the darker part of the mountain. I want it darker than that. We'll add a little green in there. It'll gray it up a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm blending with a palette knife. As you can see, it's starting to turn gray again. Okay. And this gray is a little bit on the green side. So if I add red, it will darken. I keep playing with it because I'm talking and I really need to talk and show you. But look at the color. If you can see it, see the color shift every time I do it. It's getting darker and darker. Okay. This will work for the dark half. Now, this is just the dark half of what would be represented as rock, not really the base color. You don't want it as dark as the base color. All right, you need that base color. Okay, be rather deep. All right, let's go on this side and we'll just come around. Let's see if you guys can even see it. You guys can't see it very well. I have to lighten it a little bit. So let's lighten that a bit like that. Now, I'm doing that on purpose because you don't have to totally blend it. You can marble it. It makes it a little more interesting. And we'll just come here and kind of put some choppy little things in there. All right. I'll just kind of zip through these. We'll come here, turn it there. I'll buzz through this a little quicker. Usually if you do them quick like that, they kind of come out better. All right. Up to how much of it you want shown. I'll wipe some of that away. I don't like the way that looked. We'll straighten that out a little bit better than that. Actually, that should be over here on this side. All right, that should be brighter, and that's no big deal. Take a little white. Take a little white, and we'll brighten it up like that. And we're gonna come here, bring it out like that. We're gonna bring some of that brightness around. Up to you. We'll take it and we'll kind of pop it this way. There, something like that. Bring it downward. All right, that's cool. That'll work. That's all right. Now you got a mountain that's a little closer than the others. I gotta bring some of that shade over the other side. Let's get a little touch of white. So as I'm explaining this to you, I hope some of this is making sense. We'll come over here, add some of that love right in there, and we'll make it a little darker there. We'll bring this down. Okay. Textured paper helps you all in a lot of this too. You know. All right, we're cool. This will work. This will work. We'll come on here, add some of that love there. Okay, so we got that going on. All right. Whether you missed the bottom or not, up to you. Some mountains have it, some don't. Okay, so it's really your thing. It's up to you if you want to put a little mist down there. I'll take a little bit of white. And I'll just come here, just slightly below everything, right? And then I'll kind of lightly circulate. So you see, I'm using different various brushes. It kind of don't matter. And I'll just kind of put it in there. I don't want it to go halfway up the mountain or anything. Really, it's just to obscure some of this other stuff. You lightly blend it in. Go down below first, like you're down below, right? I'm just wiping you're really wiping all that crap off the brush. And then you lightly kind of fade it in there. I can do this a lot easier with acrylic than you can with oil, and let you really paint thin with oil paint. Eventually, I'm gonna get to showing you the differences between the acrylic and oil paint and how you can achieve these effects. Okay. But I had to get my setup totally switched over to do that. All right. And you build up your brightness. Now, I've been doing this a while, and I don't have the fear like I used to have, and like some of you probably do have the fear of messing it up or whatever, or you don't know what to do to correct it if you messed it up. Okay. There we go. We'll fade some of that in. Okay. So now we have Faraway Mountain. We have our closer mountain, a little bit of mist, but it's actually closer. This is more of the color of the sky, so it brings it back further. This is not really the color of the sky. It's a little darker because of the deep base, but we're still using colors related to the mountain color and the sky color. Okay, so it kind of, hey, Rosemary, how are you? All right. Why is Fatima and RV DJ talking about punching people? Yeah, bringing all this violence to my channel. All right. So, as you can see with the aerial perspective, even though the clouds, let's bring this down a little bit so you guys can see the whole thing for a second. All right. And we'll bring it right there. Okay, you guys can pretty much see it all. All right. Even though we got our whitish clouds here, everything's still pushed further back. Why? Because you got objects in front of the clouds. You got the lighter mountain in front of your clouds, which naturally bring the clouds back. You got our lighter clouds up above, but they're just a lighter version of the sky. So these white clouds bring that back. All right. The slightly grayish color underneath the clouds that are closer gives them depth and roundness, so it brings those further back, even though they're in front of this stuff in the sky. The light brown mountain or the light blue turquoise mountain brings the clouds back because you got a bit of the mountain in front of the cloud, which automatically brings it back. It does not matter how much of the object you have in front of the previous one, even if it's just a little bit. All right, it'll still bring it back. But it has to be, some part of it has to be in front of the previous object. You got me? All right. All right. That's why I wasn't really heavy with the mist on the other mountain, because I know the preceding mountain will be in front of it, and it's darker. Doesn't necessarily have to be bigger. That's why I made it shorter. Okay. That's why I made it shorter. It doesn't have to be larger. It just has to be darker. All right. You guys got that? Not larger, just darker. Okay. All right. Now, the sense of scale. Obviously, their mountains are huge, of course. All right. But if I decide to just put more fog here and then put a big tree, yeah, all right, well, they're off in the distance. Sure, they're just mountains out in the distance. But if I add foothills to this, now we have another sense of scale, all right, of how large this mountain range is. It turns into a mountain range now. All right, let's just take this same beat down brush, this fella right here. We'll go into what's left of the gray. We'll add some green. We'll mix the green and gray together. It's not too much of it. We'll add some blue. Okay. This is all right. I need it darker. So we'll put the opposite color. We'll put red in there. You see how dark it gets? Automatically it browns it out. I want it browned out like that, but maybe a little touch of green in there. I'm debating whether I should put glycerin in it, really, because I put a little bit of glycerin in it. Not too much. All right. I know somebody asked about glazing. I guess I can be nice and show that. I'm going to show you something about glazing after I put the foothills in. I got to see who asked about glazing. Fatima asked about glazing. All right, Fatima. Okay, let's put some foothills in here real quick. Let's raise this up a little bit, get it above my name here. Do I have to straighten it out? No, it's still pretty straight. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Foothills. Let's go to the path of the mountain. This mountain path goes out in that way. All right, so we'll just start it here. We'll just put a couple tabs in. This paint's pretty heavy, pretty thick. It's all right. And we're just going to we'll go that way with it. It doesn't matter if I go to the bottom of the page with it or not. All right. We'll kind of lighten it up into the mist there. We'll lighten that up a little bit. We'll get another one right about here. Okay. We'll do it like that. Oh, let's go over. And we'll make pretend we got one here. Right about in here somewhere. I'll lightly tap in there. And we go pretty much dark there. There's a reason that I'm doing this. Okay. Oh, we'll lightly kind of make that disappear. We'll just tap it like that. Just let it disappear a little bit. We'll have a higher one up in here. Basically, it's just an excuse for me to get all this crap off my brush. There's a method to my madness. All right. Let's take some of what we barely have. This is not enough to make a difference. Hold on. I'm going to show you another trick here. Plus, I get to use up most of this titanium white because it's almost done. See? For those of you who are pretty serious about your painting, whether oil or let me get the brush out of my mouth. Like I'm a 5-year-old or something. All right, let me show you something else here. I want to show it to you. I don't know why I keep doing that. Let me do it this way. This is easier. Let me press the tab button for 1 hot minute. Okay. Here. You see this? See the way it looks here? All right. You see that down there? Now, for those of you who buy large tubes, okay, and if you know the price of these things, you know they're pretty expensive. You guys ever seen something like this before? You guys ever seen this? Okay. You take your paint tube. You put it in there. All right, you clamp it. You Jed clamp it. And you pull. Okay. That's probably about as much as it's gonna do. And it just brings the paint closer to the top here. And you just take it, you just twist. Okay. See it? All right. But that's what that does. Yes, they still sell them. You can still get them. I got mine online. Okay. So I wanted to show you that. Let's tab back now. I just want to show you that real quick. All right. So get a little touch of white right there. We'll put it. Well, I mean, I have green on the brush, so it doesn't matter. We'll dip it into that stuff here. Okay, let's go back up here. So I want a wee bit of, this is the other side of the mountain, the kind of the lit side here. So we're gonna come here lightly touch and bring some of that lightness in there, just like so. You see how you get different colors and textures? This also works with, it works with, it works with aerial perspective here, which is what I'm trying to say there. All right, something like that. Now you see I'm leaving in the white spots there. All right, I'm doing that on purpose. Once again, there's a method to my madness. Let's go over here, way in the corner there. We'll bring some of that lighter tone here. We'll come around like that. Okay, something like so. So what we have really in doing this is our texture and light and shade on the foothills here. Okay, and if you look at the color of green, all right, tonal wise, is even though we got a light and a dark, but it's still darker. It's deeper than this color. It's a deeper, not darker, but a deeper color. You got me? Purple is not necessarily darker than blue, but it's a deeper hue, a deeper tone than blue. All right, that's what I'm referring to. This is a deeper color than this grayish blue stuff here. Not necessarily darker, but deeper. All right, okay. So I hope what I just said makes a little bit of sense to you. And if it doesn't, well, I just showed it to you anyway. All right. You never thought this much planning goes into color, huh? It does. Why does that painting, why am I so drawn to that painting? Well, I'm showing you some of the reasons why you might be drawn to that painting. Okay, let's take some white. We'll just take the same brush. It don't matter. Yeah. Okay, we'll take this glob of white. Might be a little too much. We'll see in a minute. And I'll lightly touch all into here. And what I'm doing, I'm gonna go up higher in here, is I'm making rolling mist and fog in there. Okay, just like that. And I'll put it in here. I'll just use my finger a little bit. Okay, I'll roll it in there. I don't want green. I want white, so I'll just build it up in there. There's a guy that's I'm listening to. I got him low, but I can hear him pretty well. He's humorous, to say the very least. He's quite humorous. All right, I don't want it to go further up into the mountain. I'll just use this. I'll just wipe off the rest there. And what I'm doing is I'm making rolling mist fog stuff in the white areas. I'll rub it a little bit in there so you can still see some of the foothills. But that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And you can kind of see it now, what's happening. All right. You don't necessarily have to do all of the tops like I've done here. It's really up to you how mysterious you want your stuff to be. Okay. You see, I'm just tapping a little bit, tapping it in, rolling it around. There's still glycerin on this, so I can still manipulate and move it around. All right, Fatima, I'll show you about this glazing deal. Okay, Fatima wants to know about glazing. There's a few ways you can do it. If you do not have vegetable glycerin, you can use water. But I will show Fatima about a little bit of glazing. All right. Okay, glazing. You're just using whatever medium, if it's water or vegetable glycerin, you're using that mixed in with your paint to build either more depth, more highs, or more mids. Okay, whatever you tend to use the medium, whether it's a lighter tone or a darker one. If you use a darker tone, it brings it brings out the lighter uh, um, um, shades of whatever you're using. All right. If you use a lighter one, it brings out the darker stuff or the midtones more. All depends on how you or what you want done. All right. Okay. So let's wipe some of this away. And I'm just using my. I'm not using the razor blade. I'm just using the knife here. Just wipe. Get a nice surface area cleaned up here. Okay. He wants to cling on there. There we go. All right. Let's use let's yeah. We'll use a little bit of blue. We'll come here and yeah, we use a little blue and a turquoise together. All right, we'll use this because it's pretty much it matches our background color, blah blah blah, stuff like that. All right, so we got this. It's actually a mid-tone color. Got me? All right. I'll use I'll use a softer brush. That's still tacky, and I don't really want to tear this up. So we're gonna use a softer hair brush, synthetic brush. All right. I could use glycerin. I could use water. It at this point it really doesn't matter what I use. All right, but I'll stick with the glycerin stuff. Okay, we'll get some glycerin just like that. More glycerin than paint. Put a little paint in that in that glycerin. Now, what it does. Now, this is a mid-tone color, so it'll bring out the mids more. Okay, the mids and the darks. All right, and you can glaze and glaze and glaze and glaze and use different types of glaze, different color glaze, whatever floats your boat. Okay, all right. Let's all right, Fatima, you got me doing calisthenics over here, but I'll do it just for you. Let's bring this mountain range in closer. I'm doing it pretty much blind because obviously my hand's in the way I'm positioned. That's way too close. Yeah, that'll work. Let's focus it real quick. All right, all right. Now we're almost there. We almost did it. We almost did it. I go a little further back. Okay, that's cool. It should be in focus. I'll touch it. Touch it. Make sure it's in focus. All right. So we're working this area here. Okay. So if you want an area deeper, all right. Now I'm using a mid color. Like I said, it's a mid color. All right. Now watch what happens when I use this turquoise and blue color. We'll put it here. We'll put it around in here. Go right into the dark area. Okay. I want to show you what it does. It's starting to dry. Hold on. It was starting to dry. Get tagging out. Careful if it gets dry and you rub this, you rub it right off. But you see what's going on with it already? Okay. All right. You know what? Here, we'll go around this little triangle piece. And what it does, it just set what I just did back. I'll go up here on this ledge. Okay. Just like so. What I did was set this back further, and that, even though it's a dark tone, but it comes out it comes out more. All right. I'm just loosening, reactivating the paint down there. Where are we at here? You guys don't see that good. So let's go. I think I have to go the opposite way. Go this way. Oh, into the painting. Right here. We can do the same thing. We can make this deeper right in here. Okay. And it's the turquoise doing it. Well, what's going on? All right. There. What's going on when I add the turquoise is the mid colors, bringing up the mid stuff. Okay. And with this, actually, we'll do it like that. And what I'm doing is actually creating a big old shadow here. All right, the more I add to it, the more of a shadow. All right. But now you see what the glazing does. Now you be careful because now the more glaze you add, the further back it goes. All right, and then you'll start blending in with this because it's a similar color. So just be careful. All right. I mean, I like the effect, I like what it's doing, but you just got to be careful how much of it you're going to use. Okay. And once again, this is a mid color and it's closer to the color that I'm overall using. Okay. So let's go this way. Let's show you something. Let's say I want this further back and this really to come out. All right, fine. Here, let's just start with this. Let's just take this and we'll put that color in there like that. Just like so. We'll play with this first. You're not necessarily blocking the previous color, but you're just making it a little deeper. You're not going to see it because of the shine of the light. But just bringing it back a little bit as compared to this guy and this guy. Now, does it necessarily mean you have to use it on just the darker half? No. See this little bright spot right here? You just take the turquoise and you just pop it in there. And it tones that down a little bit. I can use my finger and gently wipe whatever I need to wipe away. Just wipe it away, just like that. Okay? Like that. And so it brings it in. Now, you're not going to see it until it dries because, once again, that glare over there is going to hit it. But it just tones it down. It doesn't take all that brightness away, but it does reduce the brightness a little bit. And once again, be careful because, once again, I'm using the same color to do the glazing. All right. Now, if I pull back, you'll obviously see what I'm talking about. I can take the mist and do this. Let's pull this out further. Oh, that's too far. Let's go right about there. Let's move it back. Right about. Where am I at here? Right about there. Yeah, we're good about here. All right. I can take same color, more or less. I can take the same color, but add a little more glycerin to it here. And a little bit of this stuff is all you need. All right, now this color is obviously closer to the tree colors. Okay, so maybe I don't want all that mist here. Maybe I want it subdued a little bit. Actually, it would have more of an effect over here. We could just come over here. Okay, it's like that. As you can see, I can add all of that, stuff all up in here. And remember, you can use your finger and you roll it, and so this not such an abrupt color shift, color change. All right. Oh yeah, you're really giving me the workout, Fatima. And it's your judgment call how much of this you want in there. All right. Up to you. I can be a lot more extreme with it or a lot more gentle. It, really up to you. And it brightens up your mist that you have. All right. Okay. Now that I've done what I've done, okay, so you have stuff further away. You have stuff looking like the clouds back there. It's a little closer. This is even closer. And now much larger because of your foothills and what you've got going on here. Now to send this even further back, obviously, you could put either another rock here, but it would have to be a different color now. Okay. You can put a tree there, which is usually typically what we do anyway, is slap a tree somewhere in there. All right. Um, let's do something different today. Um, let's do something different. Just because. Just because, quite frankly. No more, no less. Just because. Let's take the rest of this blue. Let's take the rest of this green. All right, we'll just mix it in there. Mix it together. Blue and green. This is not the darkest blue in the on the planet, and it's okay. Take some red. Pop that red in there. You keep messing with a deep. Even this. I'm gonna show you right now as I'm talking. You keep messing with it, it'll turn close to black on you. Okay, that's actually what I was referring. See, a certain mix of color, you get a natural, almost a natural black. What does that mean? A natural black. Isn't black black? No, it's not. Now, as far as this painting goes, remember we're talking about color, okay, in aerial perspective. So look at that color. Fairly dark. It's actually a deep purple. But as far as this painting goes, and as far as you can see it with your eyes on this computer screen, all right, that's black, but it's not black. I'm gonna show you what black looks like. That's black. All right. That's black. That's purple. Okay. That's a deep purple. Here's white. And here's your color. That's your color right there. All right. That is this. You follow me? Okay. That's black. That's purple. All right. That is a lighter version of that. All right. Okay. Now I needed to show you guys that. All right. All right. Let's go back to that one brush. We're gonna put something. Yes, black is all colors mixing. Well, I just made the example because all I added was green, red, and blue. All right, and it came out like that. Okay. So, if anybody had questions about it, well, it's just been answered right now. All right. Black is the inclusion of all colors. All right. White is the absence of all colors. That's why, uh, technically, white and black aren't colors. We call them that. It's just easier for our brains, but technically, it's not a color. Right. Yeah. Gray is not a color, it's neutral, but you wanna still maintain and keep friends. So, All right. So let's go back up here. Yes, I could put a pine tree there. Yes, I could put a deciduous tree there. Sure, I can. Sure. But let's make pretend this is let's make pretend this is a park that needs to be closed. So we'll just kind of come here. Now, I'm doing this because one, this is obviously a tree or a large rock. Of course, it'd be huge. But I'm showing you this because it doesn't necessarily have to be a tree or a rock. It can be a gate. It can be a fence. Whatever it is that's dark, that's what you're putting in front. You got me? And which is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. It's not a tree. It's not a rock. It's a fence. And it's such a man-made thing. All right. It's such a man-made thing. It's more like, well, what the hell? Why are you blocking us from this? Because it's disturbing. Okay. A tree or a rock in front of this will be an annoyance, but it's natural and it doesn't bother you as much. But if you put a man-made fence in front of beauty, and now you want to charge people to see it, it kind of upsets you because it should be free. Does that make any sense to anybody? I'm dipping my paint into a little bit of water, just the tip of the brush, just to loosen this paint up, because once again, I use heavy body acrylic paint. All right. I'm trying to keep these guys as even as possible, too, in the same thickness. At least I'm trying. I remember doing something like this. I made a very attractive sunset, and I put a fat fence right in front of it. And I think Gary Jenkins' wife was a little bothered. She loved the painting, but she was bothered by the fence, which is great because that means I succeeded. Because if a world-renowned artist like that gets bothered by a work of art, even by a rank amateur guy like me, um, because of what I put there, and it wasn't that I diminished the painting. It was just like she said it was such an attractive painting, and you slapped a man-made fence in there that kind of ruined her. But that means that my art was successful because it sparked an emotion out of her. You follow me? If you can get an emotion out of somebody, whether negative or positive, that means you won. You follow what I'm saying? I hope that makes some sense. Okay. All right. Now, Fatima said something there. Um, everything in this painting, all right, everything in this painting, they are related to each other. All right. Obviously, white is the absence of the colors. And when you put them all together, obviously you get something this dark. Follow me? Okay. But everything in this and everything in this is in between here. You got me? All right. The only thing I did not use in this painting is yellow. Or did I? I don't believe I did. I don't think I used any yellow. I think I used white, but I don't believe I used yellow. I don't remember if I did or not. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Let's take, I'll take the same brush. Doesn't matter. Let's take obviously some white. And we'll put it right here. All right. There we go. That's cool. I want it lighter, but I still want it the same color, or, work with the lighter version of what we have here. Okay. And I'll just take the edge. The light is coming from the right hand side, and we'll continue with that. Right on this edge, I'll just do a couple of taps there. Guess what, people? It's not light enough, but we're going to use this. Instead of me going back to make it brighter, we're just going to use the side of it and just make texture. We'll just make texture, just like this. All right, we're just going to take it and make texture out of it. I have to tilt myself to the side so I can see what I'm doing. It's because the paint is kind of fresh. Okay. And I'm using the side of the brush. Make some nice, cute little wood texture here. And we're making, obviously, mid-tone texture. We already got our darks. So this is the mid. Okay. All right. Now we'll take more white. I really don't want to use this. I'll use the, it's just easier for me to use the palette knife, really. So let me clean off this brush. I'll just put it right here. I'll use the palette knife. Let's take a little white, put it in there. We'll marble it a little bit like that. That'll work. All right. And I'll just touch it. We'll touch. We'll touch it a little bit there. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll just touch. Sometimes it just takes a touch. The fellow that I'm listening to, Miss McVie passed away, and so he's been playing her music, or just the group that she was in. I don't know if they made that song or not, but the past couple, I was listening to them all morning. So, all right, something like that. All right. Now, they don't have to be the largest things in the world, but they do have to be the darkest. Okay. And enough of it. Now, these sticks out of the ground pushes everything back. You follow me? Not done yet, but you guys see what I'm talking about. All right. How do I want to do this part? It is. I don't want to do this. I'll use a script liner because it gives me a more interesting line if I did it with the palette knife. It's kind of wonky. Okay. I'll take a little water. I don't use glycerin. I'll use water. It has to be bright enough so it can be at least um, shown to be wires. All right. I can't have it too gray. If I have it too gray, the mist in the back will swallow it up, and the mountain will swallow it up because it's closer to gray than to white. I'm going to use my hand like this, okay, just to steady myself, and it keeps my palms away from the paint. All right, and we'll just go across like that. Well, we'll do another one right here, and we're going to do another one right about in here. Why is that? Why three? Remember that odd number thing. Our eyes see it better. Odd numbers. All right. It settles our nerves. Believe it or not. I'll make them a little thicker too. Because one, you're not, you have to make them a little thicker because you're not going to look at a painting from 4 inches away like I'm doing. You're going to look at this thing from 5, 6 feet away. All right. All right. Now I can tell that my paint's getting tacky too, so I'm going to add a little water. But I would rather the paint be a little tacky than to be a little too watery. But it's all in how you want your medium to be. All right. So yes, I'm putting a big old fat barrier in front of this thing. Okay. Get rid of that part. Get rid of that part too. Okay. He's playing the long version too, I guess. I think he is playing the long version. I'm going a little bit into the wood. One, it helps with the roundness also. So these little details actually help. All right. So I'm glad you guys catch me doing this and catch me correcting myself sometime. Go a little bit into the wood there. All right. That helps sell the image of roundness. All right. All right. So I hope what I'm saying to you is helping you out, and you tried in some of your own works. Okay. Some of the techniques, even if this painting does not appeal to you, but the techniques are still there. All right. The painting may suck, but the techniques are correct. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Where is she at? Is she here today? There's Linda. Linda, if you're still here, you get me nervous. That painting should be there by now. What is it? Saturday now? That painting should be there. This is grayish. It's not really white. It's all right. I'll just use this. I'll sign my name on the log here. I'll just put my name up here like that. And then I'll just make an oval. Yes, I've done this before. I've signed my initials on trees and okay. Yes, a long version of the song. That doesn't look like a 2. There we go. That looks like a 2. Yeah, it's 12, right? I'm signing it backwards or upside down, but it's okay. All right, let's peel the tape back. Let's see what we got here. Let's make this disappear. We don't need this. Goodbye. Give me 1 second. You guys see how wide it actually is? It's not that narrow. It's mushed in. So let's do this. Boom. All right, that's what she looks like. And she's a little taller too. Let's draw this back a little bit. I gotta sit up on my chair. Are we good there? I think we are. Oh, there's no tape. That's right. I didn't tape it taped in the back. But I can show you this. I used to do this a lot. No. It has to be further back. Excuse me. Let's put the focus on it there. Oh, yeah, we're good that way. Let's do that way. Let's go up a little bit, like right about there-ish. That should do. But if I use the black border, I used to do this a lot, but that's what it would look like in a frame. Okay, much like so. All right, so they tend to look a little different in a frame. All right, and then I have a brown frame. Yeah, come here. All right, and she would look like that in a brown frame. And some of them do look better in the brown frame. Obviously, you can't see obviously the top, but you guys get what I'm saying. Okay, but that's what she would look like. I think the brown frame would fit better with this painting. All right, but now you see the what I was talking about, the depth, color, the aerial perspective. Once again, things that are closer are darker. Obviously, these are darker than the mountains. This mountain's darker than that mountain. Okay. And the mountain is darker than obviously the sky. All right. The sky is the lightest thing besides the clouds, but because the clouds are lighter, they're in front of the sky. You follow me? All right. Even the stuff I wiped away is still closer to us. All right. And I also on purpose put the fence here to show you that just because it's a fence doesn't mean that it's too small or too narrow or too spaced out not to be obstructive enough to push things back. That's wrong. As you can see, these 5 little sticks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, odd number again. These little 5 sticks pushes everything back. All right. Yeah. The brown will fit with this. Yes, exactly right. No, you're not a problem student. You have to ask questions. I tend to answer them if I could, and usually I would answer them. I used to do it a lot a few years back. You know, people would ask me questions, and I would either stop in the middle of what I'm doing, or I would continue continue the painting, and then provide that example. You know, as long as it helps you out, you're not wasting my time or anything like that. Uh, no, that's what I'm here for. So, you do what differently? You see. Oh, you're talking about a center post. Nah, I wanted all the same size. Let's say if I did put a taller center post there, it would one be probably obstructive because it would be just odd. You know, you would probably need 2, and then you would have to put something there to because it has to represent something now. Okay. So if you put a center post, actually, if you did put a center post, the center post would have to be that high. It had to be higher than your mountain. And then you would have to put something there, keep out or whatever you would put it. Now it would have to be a sign. Okay. So yeah. All right. I do believe that be it. And just because I thought it was humorous, by intro, and I know Sonya didn't see it. Some of her to laugh at. But I'll play the little intro as I exit, and then I'll play my normal one. So yeah, I shall see you guys when I see you. Probably later today, and maybe I don't know what I'll do. I'll do something. But you guys see this on Instagram. You see it on Facebook. You'll see it. Instagram, Facebook. Obviously, I gotta make a thumbnail. So you guys take care. I shall see you when I see you. Okay. Bye. Bye.